What is everyone? Welcome back. Not So Balls podcast. We're all back. We've eaten our Christmas turkey and we're all mail and rolling, ready for the new year. How are we, boys?
All
Why
right,
not?
Good. Everyone have a good Christmas,
Mail
yeah?
and roll.
Yeah.
Mail and rolling. Well, what else? Nothing else goes well with it, though. You can't say you can on it and it doesn't roll off the tongue, does it? Do you know what I mean? How are you, Kyle? All good?
Yeah, sound me. Just
Good, mate.
having a little rest. Nice
Settling
sit
in.
down. Yeah,
What about you, Steve? All good?
been hectic.
Yeah, nice few days of relaxing, eating plenty of food, and now back
Nice.
to it, innit?
Nice. That's a life without retail. I can hear. Right. So before we begin, we're gonna get the brain going. So I'm gonna hit you up with a little bit of underrated, a little bit of overrated. You tell me. So you can, we've done this before. We've done it in the past. So it can be underrated, overrated, or if you think they're fairly rated, let me know, and then we'll move on to the next stage of the pod, and I'll talk our viewers through that. Right. Okay, then go ahead, Steve. We'll let you first. Then with a little Danny Welbeck. What are you saying there?
Ooh. Underrated to start with. He's gone off the boil, I think, recently. But
Yeah, last 6 weeks. Yeah.
massively underrated, I think. I don't think people... You see, like, the United and Arsenal history, and I slate him for it, but at Brighton, he's been unbelievable, I reckon. So, yeah, underrated.
Go ahead, Kyle.
I think I'm going to go perfectly rated, but just purely for the fact of what Steve touched on, the fact that his form is very inconsistent. He seems to just have little patches. I think for that, he's fairly rated because some of the criticism he gets is just. But like Steve said, sometimes he doesn't quite get the praise he deserves.
Yeah, I agree with that. Go ahead, Jay.
I think underrated too. I see Steve's point. I see Kyle's point too. Wouldn't be unfairly, but I think he's been leading the line, hasn't he, for Brighton for a few years and going under the radar a little bit. But I think he's fairly underrated, to be fair.
I feel like with Danny Welbeck, he always has like a little purple patch, doesn't he? It always hits sometime. And it's like a little 2 month. Yeah, it's like a little 2 monther, and he always scores. Right, go ahead. The next one then. This one's a bit close to home, Mike, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Oh. In the right team, he's good. I'm gonna say, I hate to say this, but underrated. Yeah, I think if he's fit, he's an unbelievable striker. It's just keeping him fit, and then also making sure he doesn't do any modelling. Just keep him focused on football.
Sorry, just before I let Kyle speak, as soon as I said Calvert-Lewin, he literally moved like Roy Keane, just sitting there on Gillette like a Sunday or something. On them Super Sundays, like ready to just drop. Go ahead, Kyle. Go ahead, what are you saying?
Again, I'm going to lean and go in perfectly rated. We all knew how good he was. We all knew what he was capable of. He just couldn't get himself on the pitch. And I think, to be fair, other fans seemed to rate him quite well, and they were wondering, obviously, why he was clashing with the fans, and fans were clashing with him, and the back and forth and stuff. And obviously, unless it's your club, you don't really have a good idea of what's going on. But everyone knew how good he was. He just needed a change of scenery. And Leeds are playing to his strong suit, which is just getting the ball to him in and around the 6 to 8 yard mark, 6 yard line penalty spot, and he'll tuck them away there. But we were having him dragged too far wide and not getting them enough balls in. So
I think
he was chasing paper bags at Everton.
Yeah, I think I've hinted this previously though. I think if he was still on our team, we'd be a lot better off now. I do like Barry. I do like Barry, but I think if it was him and Calvert-Lewin as our two options, it'd be a lot better for us than Barry and Beto.
Yeah.
I think if he'd have known that Dewsbury Hall and Jack Grealish were coming through the door, he'd have signed a new deal.
Yeah, and it's one of them also. Whether Calvert-Lewin's wages would have made one of them not come. We had to sacrifice him to go and get someone else. You never know, but
yeah.
My two
Go on, Jay.
I'm going to say fairly rated.
Yeah.
Just on the edge of overrated slightly. I think the reason being is he needs to be consistent with it. How many games did he play for you? The last few seasons? It's like 15. Do you know what I mean? So like, I think fairly rated, but he could be overrated. But it could go the other way too. But yeah, fairly rated in my opinion.
Okay, we'll do two more before we move on. Cunha for Manchester United.
Oh, I'm gonna say perfectly rated, maybe overrated. Yeah, I think he's a great player. He does a lot that the stats don't tell us. But I think also if you're playing for United and you're in an attacking position, you do need to start scoring a lot more. I think he's only scored one or two for them. So yeah, stats wise, I'd say if you're just looking at stats, overrated. But what he does, everything else, he's perfectly rated.
Yeah. Go on, Kyle.
It's a tough one, but I feel like I'm just sitting on the fence with all of these now. But I do think he's fairly rated. Obviously, what he did at Wolves deserved a bigger move, which he's got. And although, like you say, stats can skew things, if you actually watch the way he plays, he's really good for United. And he's going to be a big miss. He's going to have a big miss with being able to play off Mbeumo, because the two of them were creating space for each other and linking up quite well. So it'll be interesting to see whether he can do that on his own for the next month or so. But yeah, I think he's quite well rated.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree with Kyle and ASD. I think he's fairly rated. I think if he was playing for Wolves, I'd be saying he's underrated. But at this United team, I think he's fairly rated. Do you get what I mean? He's getting, the shift he puts in, it pays off for him. So
yeah.
But I do think over his career at United, I do think he'll be a good signing for him personally. So fairly rated.
Fair enough. Okay. And last but not least, Jay, we'll start with you because it's a Liverpool player actually. Canate. Yeah.
Oh, overrated, I'd say.
Yeah.
I think I've seen it last season. I think a lot of Liverpool fans did. Everyone was like bigging him up, like he's going to be the next best thing. And then we played him at a game against Brighton where Van Dijk didn't start and he was the leader. And I think we drew 2-2, if I'm wrong. And he let the team down. And even this season, you can see it. He's just not a leader. Do you know what I mean? As a centre back, he needs someone next to him to tell him what to do, cover him. And for me, for that, the way he's been linked with Real Madrid, for me, he's overrated.
Fair enough. Go ahead, Kyle.
Rogue shout, but I think he's underrated. I think he's a victim of not being able to play in A, a settled back four, or B, with a competently defensive right back next to him. So yeah, I think a lot of the criticism put his way is harsh until he gets to play in a run with a decent fullback next to him and a settled back four and a settled goalkeeper as well, to be fair, because as good as Alisson is, he's in and off the team every 4 weeks. Right. So I think it's a bit harsh on him. I think he does get quite harshly treated. Let's not forget, he's got how many caps for France? He's won. I think he won the Euros, or he was at least part of the squad, or the World Cup squad as well. You don't fluke your way to that. I think he's been a bit of a victim of a poorly balanced defense, rather than himself being a poor player.
Fair enough. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I have to agree with Jay. I think overrated, in my opinion. I think he's just like a brute. I think half the time he just wants to wrestle with the striker. He just doesn't seem to be switched on for 90 minutes. He's prone to a mistake, and for a Liverpool centre half, I don't think he's good enough. Really, you look at Van Dijk, and Van Dijk this season is playing poorly, but that's because it's a Van Dijk level.
Yeah,
like his levels are so high, and I think you'd look at your other centre half to try and bail him out a few times, but he's just making mistake after mistake. Also, like the lead penalty and stuff like that. So
that was
overrated.
horrendous.
Overrated for a Liverpool defender, I think.
Yeah, Virgil van Dijk has had to do a lot of heavy lifting in that partnership, hasn't he, over the years?
Yeah.
Well, fair enough then. Right then, should we crack on with what we're here to do?
Let's go.
So, just to explain to the listeners, we're going to do a Not So Ballers team of the season so far, Christmas edition.
Yeah,
we can get a little Christmas jingle in there somewhere, a little Charlie Harper one. So yeah, basically, maximum 2 players from each team. Like we'll just kind of go through. We'll do it all together. We've all got our own individual teams, and we'll go through our individual teams at the end. So I'll start, then we'll jump to Steve, Kyle, Jay. We'll do that order if you want. Yeah. So in goal, all right, then. I'm sorry, before we begin properly, have we agreed on a formation? Are we doing 4-3-3?
I'm happy with 4-3-3.
I've got 4-3-3, yeah.
Okay, 4-3-3. All right, my goalkeeper, I've gone for David Raya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that explains itself, doesn't it? Like,
it does.
We all happy with David Raya?
Yeah.
I've gone different, like.
Have you?
I have gone different.
I've gone the same. I've gone David Raya. I don't think you can.
Okay. Where have you got them, fellas?
So I tried to go on the basis of 1 player per team, just to try and make more players in there than the usual. So I've gone for Robin Booth as my goalkeeper.
Shout. Big shout.
Kyle.
Yeah, I've gone the exact same as Steve. He's got 6 clean sheets for a newly promoted side. He's actually got the most prevented goals in the Premier League with, I think it's
3.
Function 3, yeah, like it's just literally like 0.04 under 3 or something like that, which means that he's making a high quality of save when he has to make the saves. So yeah, I thought I will throw a spoiler out there. I completely forgot about Arsenal. I haven't got an Arsenal player in my team. And
sitting top, like.
Yeah, they've been poor though. You know what I mean? Like
they have been.
It's mad to say that they're top.
Okay, that's 2-2 then. We'll come back to that. So we've got Raya and the Sunderland keeper Roofs as well. Sam, we'll come back to that. All right then. So we'll start with right backs then in the outfield players. I've gone for Reece James so far. 4 assists, 2 goals. I think he's been brilliant for Chelsea since he's been fully fit.
Yeah. I've gone the exact same. I've gone for Reece James. I think he's one of their standout players.
I've gone Reece James as well. I also like that he's adapted to that role where he's had to tuck in and play in midfield for a couple of games when Caicedo was suspended. And
he's brilliant.
Even in there, he was phenomenal. He just needs, like you say, touch wood. He's kept himself fit for a decent run now. He just needs to crack on and keep his head down because it'll be a massive boost for England come the summer as well.
Yeah, well, it looks like Reece James is in with 3 votes for you, but I haven't got him. I've got Livramento as my right back. The one thing that's let him down, he's had a few injuries this season already. I think he's had 2, but I think his run of games when he plays, he's very good, very consistent. I do like Livramento, but I can't argue with Reece James. He's been tremendous so far. Like,
okay then. Well, Reece James is the shoe in 3-1. So we'll jump through. Centre back Gabriel.
I've got Gabriel as a centre back.
Yeah.
So you don't, like you look at that Arsenal team without him, they don't look as near as good. So yeah.
Well, we don't Kyle hasn't got him because he doesn't have an Arsenal player. So
go ahead, Kyle.
I'll throw me weaker of me 2 centre backs up against because I know that it's not happening. Gabriel was probably the obvious one, but like I say, I just forgot about Arsenal, to be fair. I'll throw in Malik Char for Newcastle. I think he's been really good.
He's been very good for them.
And he's made them look a bit more defensively sound. They've not fully found the rhythm yet defensively, but he's made them look that bit better. And he's a good threat off corners as well for them. He's looking good, but unfortunately he's going to miss out.
Fair enough. Okay then, so we've got Reece James and Gabriel so far in our back four. My next one's Mark Gay.
Mark Gay.
Yeah, Mark Gay for me.
Okay.
I've done. Yeah. What about you, Jay? You're giving me energy, but you haven't got Mark Gay.
No, I haven't got. It was between Mark A and the guy who I called out on the first pod, one of the first pods, Danny Bollard. I think for Sunderland.
Of course.
Fair enough.
He's been quality. He's kept his place considering he came up last season, and he hasn't looked out of place. To be fair, like just saying.
Oh yeah.
But,
I agree with.
I can't argue with Gay, to be fair, because it was between them two. I think Palace have been poor, but I think you alluded to it before, Andy, that he's been good for them. I know Palace have been poor, but he's been playing really well.
Yeah.
So I'll be happy to concede it to Mark Gay, to be fair. But
what have you gone for, Sting?
He needs a shout.
I've actually gone for Van Dijk.
Wow.
As I said before, I think he's having a poor season, but that's like a poor season for what we know him as. I still think I think he leads in clearances or blocks, one of them. Defensive duels, I think he still remains top. So yeah, I think it's more the downfall with Liverpool is the other areas of the defence are then showing Van Dijk's weaknesses a lot more, but he's still arguably one of the best centre backs in the league, which I hate to say, but it has to be said. Okay.
Well,
and he's there. He's on our podcast. There he is in the background of Jay.
He is. He's behind Jay. For those who are listening on Spotify, he's behind Jay currently. But in this event, so me and Kyle have got Mark Gay. That's a 2-1-1. So do we call that Mark Gay?
I'd say
Mark Gay. The only thing I'd say with Mark Gay though is he plays in the back five. So
yeah, he does.
So that's my
only... but I think the improvements he's helped Palace make year on year, and the fact that his head was easily turned with a move being promised and it not, and he's still turning up, he's still putting it in, he's still getting goals. Got a couple of assists as well, I think, with a few decent little crosses.
And also, he can play competently in a back four for England. Yeah, we've seen that. We've seen that in major tournaments as well. All right, then moving on, left back. I've gone Kukurea, mainly because I feel like you need, what I said before in our WhatsApp, Reece James and Kukurea for me are the best combination in the league, left back and right back wise. I can't think of many better.
Yeah, I was struggling with left backs. I went for Mitchell. So the counteracts what I've just said about you playing a 5 back, but I was struggling with a left back, so I've gone for Mitchell.
Yeah, fair enough.
I went with the Kupia for Brighton.
Fair enough.
He scored a couple of goals. He's got an expected assists of 2, which not a fan of expected goals, but expected assists means that you've put an unbelievable cross in, and whoever it's found has just completely, in effect, completely cocked it up.
Fair enough.
I think he's he looks very solid defensively as well. So, to be fair, Kukurea is a good shout, but similar to a couple of the last picks, I was just trying to steer away from multiple. Just nice to give people a shout out because you never know, might be listening, mightn't.
No, yeah. Go ahead, Jay. Well, you've got to decide and vote here.
I will go Kukurea. I had him.
Okay.
Same with Steve. I was struggling with left backs, but when you think of left backs the past 3-4 seasons in the Premier League, Kukurea's there, isn't he? Even when he was at Brighton, do you know what I mean? And
he's a good player, man.
To Chelsea, he's a good.
You know what it is
with him? Player.
It's because he's that, like, what's the word? Like he's so antagonising. If he's not your player, he proper whines every other team up. But it makes you forget about him a bit because you don't want to remember him.
Yeah,
but he's been quality for a good 2-3 seasons now. So
he has.
But he plays on the edge, doesn't he?
He does. But he's our left back then.
If we're all happy with that,
yeah.
All right, fair enough then. So our back four goes with Reece James, Gabriel, Mark A, and Kukurea.
Sad.
We happy with that so far?
Yeah.
All right then. Moving on to midfield. So we got our 3-man midfield. I am going to start the bidding off with Bruno Fernandes. Now he's got 5 goals, 7 assists so far this season. It's pretty incredible for that United team, you know.
But he plays for United though.
I've also got Bruno Fernandes in my team.
Yeah.
I haven't got him, but where are you playing him so as I know which player to put forward? If that makes sense.
Just honestly, just anywhere across the fleet. Probably not in the attacking midfield though. I think I probably want him sitting next to the other guy.
He's playing the in-between role then, isn't he? In that case, I've gone for Anton Stach. I think he's been tremendous for Leeds. 3 goals, 2 assists. And yeah, I think he keeps them ticking. Obviously, his set pieces, as we've all seen, quite good. His tackling ability. His tackling reminds me of Onana at Everton. It doesn't look like there's any possibility that he can make the tackle, but somehow his leg just wraps around, win the ball, and then he picks up and he can drive with the ball as well. He can pick a pass out. I think he's been phenomenal.
Fair enough. It's a great shout. Go ahead, Jay.
Well, I do have a Leeds player too, Tanaka. I just love him. I do want to see him play. He's cute on the ball, gets the ball moving forwards. He can put in a cross. He can break play. I love him. I do. I think he's a talented player, and I think if he's at Leeds in the next few seasons, I'll be surprised. But for me, I know he's not going to get in it because Bruno Fernandes, but that's my shout. Like,
no, these are all great shouts though. They really are. But I just feel like Bruno can't ignore Bruno in that United team at the minute. Like he's the main man, isn't he?
He is.
I think he does both. Like all the roles, doesn't he? He can defend, he can attack forward, and he drops deep. He wants to get on the ball all the time, create chances. So
definitely
for him.
Anyone would love him in their team, wouldn't he? He's that type of player. He's just that type of player.
All right, then moving on. So I've gone for a little bit of like it is 4-3-3, but it's like got like two centimeters and then one in front of them. Almost like bombing forward. So the guy sitting next to Bruno Fernandes for me is going to be James Garner. Now James Garner for me, I've given him quite a bit of stick, to be honest. Garner, especially last season. Not this season though. He's been brilliant for Everton. He plays everywhere and anywhere he can for us, and he always puts in a solid 8 out of 10 regardless. He could play right back, left back, defensive midfield, attacking midfield. And yeah, I think he's probably been Everton's best player this season outside of like the forward players, you know what I mean? And that's why he's my nomination anyway.
Fair enough.
I've gone for another Bruno, so I've gone for Guimaraes. I think he's always just he's sort of the heart of Newcastle, and he's always involved. So yeah, I've gone for like Bruno Guimaraes as like holding. So then hopefully I'll allow the other two to go forward a bit more. But yeah, I've gone for Bruno again.
Nice, I like that.
Well, I've gone the other way for Everton. I've gone Dewsbury Hall. I think the last couple of games have showed, well, the last game and a bit, or 2 games and a bit, has showed how much we've missed him in the middle of the park.
Yeah, definitely. Yesterday being a big example.
4 goals, 2 assists. It's how effortless he makes looking passing the ball. His passing ability. He's not scared to have a shot, which I'm hoping that he can get a grip of Grealish and tell him to start shooting a bit more, because I think that'll only make things a bit better for us. Obviously, when he's back fit, hopefully not too much longer, but it's probably still going to be about a month in it. So, I went for Dewsbury Hall.
Well,
go ahead, Jay.
I've also got Dewsbury Hall on my team, so just to put that out there, I've also got Dewsbury Hall as my other midfielder. I was Dewsbury Hall, Guimaraes and Fernandes, so I'm with Tyler that he has to go.
So far, we've got 2 Everton players and a Newcastle player, and I'm about to throw a proper rogue shout in here for a Liverpool player. If you've been watching Liverpool, he's been by far our best player this season. Szoboszlai. I think he has to be in that midfield. He's been
his best games have been at right back though.
But even when he's playing centre mid, he's our best player. They haven't been at right back. When he's centre mid,
but
he's getting stuff going. He's
that
unlocked.
says more about the
He's
rest of
been
your
playing
team
well.
than it was like me.
I agree. No,
Best
I
games
do
have been
agree
at
with
right
that.
back.
But I do think he needs to be in there in that midfield. I think he's been quality this season for us.
You definitely make a case because I forgot about Szoboszlai.
Can't be that good if you forgot about it, then can you?
You forgot about Arsenal. Why is that so?
Oh, yeah.
all we've done for the past month is slag Arsenal off for being boring and shit. So
okay, so we've got a bit of a gridlock, haven't we? So we'll come back to this.
But who's everyone's third midfielder, and see if we can decide on midfield. See, Bruno Fernandes is in there, but who's going to be the other two alongside? So obviously I've got Guimaraes and Dewsbury Hall.
Yeah.
I've got Xhaka.
Okay. Xhaka, did you say? Sorry, Granit Xhaka.
Yeah, Granit Xhaka.
Yeah. Okay. I've got Fernandes, Garner, and then sitting in front of them, I've gone for Morgan Rogers.
Yeah, that's my one as well. I've got Morgan Rogers too.
I've got Morgan Rogers in my team, but he's not in the midfield.
Yeah.
I'll put him further forward. I put Rogers in, but he's further on the attacking line for me.
Yeah, I could understand that he's probably either left wing or right wing. Like.
Yeah.
All right, then we'll come back. We'll come back to the midfield. We definitely got Fernandes in there. But there's two up for grabs, definitely. Or we could settle it right now. I'll be more than happy to go with Garner Gay and Dewsbury Hall. Yeah, I'm only messing. No, I think as a compromise, we could sort this out now. Fernandes, Dewsbury Hall, and Szoboszlai.
I'm happy with that. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm happy with Dewsbury Hall, but I don't think a guy whose best games have been at right back should be in there. But it is what it is.
What about you, boys? DJ, what are we saying on that compromise?
I'm happy with that, to be fair.
I'm just dealing with that.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds. So Fernandes, Szoboszlai, and Dewsbury Hall as our midfield three. Sounds. All right, let me write that down then, so we know where we are at the end. All right then. Well, let's cut through the tension in the air. Then come on, who's everyone's striker? I've gone for Haaland.
I've gone for Beto.
No, what?
No, I've gone for Haaland.
Okay.
Correct.
Oh, correct. I was gonna obviously Haaland. I mean, I can't argue with him, but I've gone Ekitike.
I knew that was coming, but I can't.
Absolutely no chance.
This is what I said. I went a bit rogue. I know Haaland's a shoo-in, and he's just doing what is expected, which sounds mad because I think he's on 19 goals already this season.
Yeah.
Is it?
Ridiculous.
But I've gone for Richarlison. 7 goals for the assists. But 7 goals for the assists. He's making stuff happen for Spurs when Tell and Kolo Muani, who are supposedly better players than him, aren't making stuff happen. Not only does he feed off scraps at times, he makes his own things happen with pressing down and similar to the goal at Liverpool, he's always in and around the right area in the box, ready to just put what comes his way home. Yeah.
Interesting.
All right then. Well,
I can't. It's a great point you're making. To be fair, Kyle.
It is, to be fair. And some honourable mentions.
Someone else would say Haaland, so I just wanted to put a new name forward.
No, fair enough. I think there's a couple of honourable mentions, isn't there? We've got, of course, Calvert-Lewin's bagging them in at the minute. We've got Igor Thiago at Brentford.
Calvert-Lewin very nearly made it, but
but I think
hatred stopped me.
It's got to be Erling, hasn't it?
I mean,
it's got to be Erling.
Calvert-Lewin is a case, but he's only been bagging them in for the last month. If he's carrying on by March, still bagging.
There's a statistic for you though. So, how Everton is this? Calvert-Lewin can equal Jamie Vardy's record for goals in consecutive matches at the Hill Dickinson.
Nice.
If it gets that far.
I will not be there, so that's great.
If it gets that far, I'm putting the mortgage on Calvert-Lewin anytime.
Yeah. Or he'll get injured, which would also be quite Everton and Calvert-Lewin.
That would be funny.
All right, then fair enough. We've got Haaland then. Who's everyone's right winger? Who've we gone for? Or who's your other forwards? So I've chosen. Sorry, I didn't even name. My bad there. Right winger. I've gone Phil Foden.
It was this close to getting in my team, and he just got pipped by his City teammate Cherky.
Oh
yeah, he's playing well.
Yeah, he was in my head, but for the Cherky's again, he's been playing well for the past month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Foden's been a little bit more consistent. That's why Foden gets in for me. Like,
but they both got the same goal involvements. It's just one's got goals to assists. I think, like you say, Cherky did struggle a little bit at the start to attack. A few cameos, similar to Wirtz, with a few cameos, and touches and turns and passes looked good, but nothing was materialising. But I feel like he found a bit of rhythm and he's put his foot down now, and it's starting to click. And I don't want to say looks unbeatable or unplayable because he's not quite at that level yet, but he's not far off.
He's getting there, isn't he? Go ahead, Steve. Who have you gone for?
I went for Morgan Rogers on the right hand side. I know he normally plays like down the middle or off the left, but I had to get him in somehow.
I've got him on the left.
As I said, I was trying to keep it as one player per team to try and get more teams mentioned. So yeah, went for Rogers.
I think we should probably end this call right now if Morgan Rogers isn't in this side. So
Morgan Rogers is on the left for me. Just to put that out there, and I just need to throw me blower on Charlie, so ignore me.
I am happy to concede Foden for Morgan Rogers. Like,
well, who's everyone's left hand side? I've gone for Semenyo on my left hand side.
Yeah,
I've done Semenyo.
Well.
I've gone Rogers left hand side. I'm having
it. Okay, all right then. Right. Yeah, I've also done Semenyo left wing, Haaland striker, and Foden right wing. Okay, we need a little compromise here, don't we? Again, then for the midfield and
Morgan Rogers has to get into that team.
No, he does. Absolutely, he can't not. He's the only one scoring for Villa apart from Watkins yesterday.
Yeah,
and they're sitting third. All right then. You chose Foden, didn't you, Jay?
Yeah, so Foden is my right winger, left winger, Semenyo, striker, Ekitike. Obviously, I just put it in there because I knew Haaland was going to be there. So I wanted someone else.
The compromise that I've got in my head right now is Rodgers, Haaland, and Foden.
Yeah, but Semenyo
then.
Yeah.
My only argument was Semenyo was in the. Obviously, we did this when Andy was in Las Vegas around start of October. We all had Semenyo in, obviously. But I think since then, he's kind of stuttered a bit. Which makes me
Bournemouth.
Go for Rodgers.
Bournemouth.
Yeah.
What Rodgers has done has had that impact of dragging Villa. Let's remember, Villa didn't score a goal in the league till something stupid like the 20th of September or something around then.
Yeah.
And they've now gone from that to third place. They beat Arsenal. They're 3 points off top. And Morgan Rogers with 7 goals and 3 assists has been a ridiculous part of that.
Yeah, Rodgers is absolutely in this team. I just don't know whereabouts, right or left.
I reckon go Rodgers and Foden because I reckon they'd work well. Also, they'd float about. In a team if we're thinking about like making it work realistically. Also,
we might see it in 6 months' time. Who knows?
It's true.
I know.
It's true. All right then. So on the bench, then we'll put Semenyo on the bench. We'll put Semenyo on the bench then.
And Cherky and Carlson.
And Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah.
And James Garner.
All right then. And James Garner. Yeah, what a great bench that is. We have just one more thing to sort out.
Goalkeeper.
David Raya or Roofs.
See, I've had time to think about this, and I'm going to change. I'm going to go Roofs for the simple fact is Sunderland are a newly promoted team, not like championship team. Do you know what I mean? And he's saving that many shots. Do you get what I mean? Whereas David Raya is playing for the team that could be champions. Do you get what I mean? So obviously his defence is a lot more solid, whereas Sunderland's isn't. I'm edging it for him for that. Just for that.
I think we did this in October.
I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
David Raya, similar to Van Dijk, is a victim of his own standards. That you kind of just know this is how he plays, this is how good he is. So it's not a shock. Whereas to see Roofs is he 20, 21, 22?
He's a young keeper, like.
Newly promoted side. A new defence as well, because they've brought in at least 2 new starting defenders.
He's also new to the Prem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right then. Well, let me run us through this side then. So we've got Roofs in goal. The back four consists of Reece James, Gabriel, Gay, and Kukurea.
Mm-hmm.
You happy with that?
Yeah.
The midfield is Bruno Fernandes, Dominic Szoboszlai, and Keane and Dewsbury Hall. Happy with that?
Yeah.
And then the 3 forwards are Morgan Rogers, Erling Haaland, and Phil Foden.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
That's as good as it's going to get. And then the bench, we've got Semenyo, James Garner, Richarlison, you name it. We'll put it on the Instagram and all that. We'll make sure it's on there. That bench is stacked. But one more thing before we go. We'll put all of our individual teams on the screen now. Well, hopefully in a bit once we edit it and all that. Manager of the year so far.
Who
have you got?
Let me take charge of this because I think it should be Emery. I do.
Okay. I think you're going to say Slot or something. You know?
I thought you were going to say Arne Slot then.
I went different. I've gone Keith Andrews.
Yeah, good shout.
To have the most tipped to be relegated team after the clear out and losing Thomas Frank, sat in, I think they're 8th as of close of play today, 26 points. Yeah. You know, new striker is bagging goals for fun, whether they're pens or not. Still got to put them in the back of the net. Massive win yesterday against Bournemouth. Was it 4-1 in the end?
Yeah, 4-1.
I think he's done a tremendous job to kind of, push all that noise of relegation out. Just get a team playing decent football and picking results up.
Yeah.
Right. Decent show.
What did you say, Steve? What have you gone for? Moisey in the corner there?
I think Moisey has to get it. No, I'm probably going to go Emery. Emery probably. I have to give you a J.
I've also said Unai Emery, but Kyle's onto something there with Keith Andrews.
I think it is probably like current form bias, but what is it now? 11 wins in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. After not scoring for about 6 games in the league.
Yeah. And I think even at that time, they weren't getting beat. They weren't getting slapped every week. They were still drawing games, just couldn't score. And obviously he's tweaked it, and now they're getting over the line. Obviously 11 wins in a row, sort of thing. So yeah, I think both could be in there. We could have one as the manager, one as the assistant manager.
All right, yeah, I'm happy with that. Unai Emery.
Happy with Keith Andrews being the assistant. He hasn't quite got the experience or the trophies to match up with Emery yet, but
he was a set piece coach, wasn't he, at Brentford before he took the full job, so he could be the set piece coach in this team. I think that's everything in it. We'll put our combined 11 on the screen as well, so people can see it properly. We'll get it on the Instagram, stuff like that. But I'm more than happy with that team, fellas. I think we've smashed it there, to be honest. That's a great side. Well balanced as well.
Not so
One thing we haven't mentioned is the pod predictions. So we didn't do one. We didn't do a pod, so no one knows what's happened.
Stuff has been happening behind the scenes.
It has.
Do you want to take it away?
It really is. Let me just get the league table up though. So me and Steve cashed in our double XP tokens that we'd won on. I won on the quiz, and what did you win yours on, Steve?
Wasn't it the midweek madness? Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah.
Like the 2nd, 3rd, 4th of December midweek run. It was whoever got the most cumulative correct results, and Steve romped it in the end, I think.
Well, I'll just read out the league table. So can't remember all the points exactly, but the league table is as follows. So Steve's top on 54. Kyle's second on 41. Just came back out of nowhere there. Fair play. Andy is on 40. Me and Jay's on 36.
Boom.
So Jay, a little bit of work to do, Jay.
Yeah.
But it's a long season. It's a long season.
Enjoy foot champs, lads. Better get practicing. I want at least 8 wins.
8 wins.
You don't have to play mine. You don't have to play mine. I'm not that bothered about Alton team anymore.
Nah, he has to play them, lad. Can't be letting him have a chunk of the forfeit done.
I'm going to record
finally tour. I've had to sit here and take this for what? 19 weeks.
I'm going to record this and you're at the bottom at the end.
I'm just going to copy all your wins from now to the end of the season. Let's see.
Kyle's like Villa, isn't he? Kyle's like Villa, like a slow start, and now he's getting good points.
I said for weeks, didn't I, that like I was just hitting the post and hitting the post and hitting the post, and now they've just started to just curl in. But I'm going to take it for granted because we could very easily go back and have a couple of bad weeks, and I'm just enjoying a little bit of sledging while I'm on top.
Nice. And that's everything, isn't it? That's everything.
Yeah.
In the meantime, well, thanks very much for watching anyway. If you made it this far anyway, surely you did, because we all know what we're talking about, and you should be onto this team so far. So thanks very much, guys. Anyway, thank you for watching
and listening.
And listening. Peace.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.